Man, it's hot outside. Shalom, shalom. I want to first begin a lesson off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahushua. Peace and salutations to the brothers out there pushing this truth, the 100% truth out there on the highways and the byways, the Akim, as well as a few sisters out there listening and learning. The Aqua, to you also I say shalom. It is your brother, Francis Agabar, back with another lesson to the Spirit. And I just want to comment y'all something quick and Lord willing edifying. There's been a lot of stuff going on in the news as of lately, you know. And pretty much I've seen this article pop up on my feed yesterday, amongst other things, like I was saying, that intrigued me, that I want to do a lesson on. And as you can see in the title of the video, this is going to be linked towards Jacob's Trouble, man. You know, because we're in those times where the days are going to become harder and harder and harsher, right? As it reads in the book of 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter, and the first verse, it says, there shall be perilous times to come, man, you know. And I just want to say fair use also, because I'm not using this article for monetary gain or lucre or anything like that. This is just for educational purposes, to show y'all that these things that we've been telling y'all are going to happen are going to become more and more common, right? So this isn't to make anybody scared. It's just to inform y'all and make y'all aware that these things are going to start to come to pass more and more, so that you're not blindsided or that you're not surprised when you start seeing it more common in the news, or even just see it in everyday life, right? The book of 2 Timothy 3:1, it says, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come," right? And let's go into that word perilous for those who don't know what that means.
Strong's G 5467. Chalipas. Chalipas.
The word perilous means hard to do, to take, or to approach, hard to bear, troublesome, dangerous, harsh, fierce, or savage, right? So Esau Edom likes to communicate or even depict his plans a lot of times through the movies and through the shows. When you see stuff like this in the news, it makes you think about movies such as the Purge series, which the latter days and the last days during Jacob's Trouble are going to look similar to stuff like that. The most common account you could think of when it comes to this article that I'm about to read, well, that I'm going to go over, because I already read it before the lesson since I'm in transit right now. One of the most common ones you can think of off the top of your head is the scene in the book of Eli, which the cart girl was pretty much being passed around. Well, not even pretty much, but she was being passed around by multiple men, and they were using her, right? And as the brother always says, a lot of these women are going to be getting passed around for a can of beans, okay? Very soon, when the government is not able to step in to save these women, men are going to go crazy, right? A lot of men out here have most definitely been targeting women, have been paying attention to their every moves, and even paid attention to what they post on social media, which is why I always say these women who post themselves half naked on Instagram and other platforms are just marking themselves for trouble during that time, right? Because through doing that, you're already showing people online, you're showing strangers your goodies. These women who are on OnlyFans and who are on Twitter and the Reddit pages with their box online, best believe you all have fans online that will come and take your shit in real life. You know what I'm saying? And when there is no police force to stop these types of people from coming after you, these women 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10 are not going to be able to defend themselves against a man. I don't care if they have a gun. That will not always suffice, right? So you will have people out here. And another good example of this was from a few years ago up in New York, where that guy lassoed that lady and drug her between two cars and started taking her shit, right? You have men out here who are not going to regard the authorities, man. 2nd Ezra 15 and 16, right? Sedition among men. They're not going to care in that day, right? Everybody is going to go to a state of being a pilgrim on the earth, a wanderer, a nomad, right? Moving from one place to another. No one's going to have a permanent home. There's going to be survival of the fittest. And not the physically fit, right? I'm talking about the spiritually fit. So these women out here, you have to remember also that there is an increase of women who say that they're independent, they don't need a man, they're behind feminism, right? So they're not going to have any protection in that day. And you know, during that time, that's going to be another reason why the Lord is going to call some of these women, or most of these women, to go unto the coupling and the protection of brothers through Isaiah 4 and 1, which is going to happen on this side, right? So let's go ahead and get into this article, man. Like I said, I'm not going to read the whole thing because I've already read it and I'm driving right now, so I don't want to risk getting into an accident. But I'll just pretty much highlight the key points from what I read it and tell you all. So it says, tourists allegedly gang raped and drugged by 5 migrants in Rome for 72 hours. So pretty much what happened was there was a group of 5 men from the ages of 29 to 43. They lured this 32-year-old Colombian woman. Pretty much the dude, whoever lured her, was talking about selling her some weed or something like that. They could go and smoke it. They took her to an abandoned place where they had other men waiting on her, and they took turns taking her shit for 3 days, right? You know what I'm saying? Then somehow she escaped, and someone on a motorcycle seen her on the side of the road half naked, and they called the authorities and took her to the hospital or whatever so she could be taken care of, right? And this, like I said, is just the tip of the iceberg. You're going to see things such as this go on during Jacob's trouble that's going to be worse and worse. The Lord may not spare some of you women in that day, because we know for a fact that majority of the 2/3 of our women, which this woman was a Jake woman, majority of the 2/3 is women, and the 2/3 are going to be deleted on this side. So that means a lot of women are going to be perishing in that day, and not just within the 2/3, right, but within Babylon the Great as a whole, because you have women of the other nations, the heathen nations, who are also a majority as well. Majority of women do not believe in the Lord, okay? Which means, well, I'll say this: women have less faith or fear in the Lord than men do on a base level. As it reads in the scriptures, man, Eve went off first, not Adam, right? She was deceived by the serpent, which was the sons of wickedness, Esau, Edom, through philosophy, thinking that she did not need the Lord, and that if she sided with the devil, he could give her all of her wants and her needs and all of her wildest dreams, which is where the woman went off. And the man went off by following after her, because women are not leaders, men are. Okay? So we're paying for that right now. Just look how women act in this day and age, you know? So, but yeah, like I was saying, man, in Jacob's Trouble, you're not gonna have many women that's gonna be spared like this, to where they make it out alive. Some of them may be gang raped and get deleted afterwards, and then just get left on the side of the road, you know, being left for dead. Or some of them may be gang raped and they're gonna stay a sex slave and they ain't gonna get out, right? Like the cart girl. So these women, man, some of this shit is gonna be deserved. I'm gonna be honest. That's just judgment. And that's, if the Lord plays your lot out like that, then the Lord plays your lot out like that, you know? Because some of these women, best believe, they deserve that shit. I'm gonna be honest, you know? The laws go into rape and all that other stuff and how it's supposed to be conducted, you know? If a woman doesn't cry out, right, I'm not gonna go into it because I don't want to butcher it off the top of my memory, you know, but it's in Deuteronomy, the 22nd chapter, if you all want to go and read that. And brothers have done numerous lessons on it. I've done a lesson on it before. I know for sure I have, going into the grape doctrine. But judgment is judgment, man. So if you have any type of feelings towards what I just said, then click the fuck off my page, because it is what it is. I don't care, you know. Some of that shit is gonna be deserved, because you don't know how much wickedness these women have done in the earth. You don't know what people do in the dark or in the light. So if the Lord put them in that situation, He put them in that situation for a reason, and you cannot question the Lord's judgment. And if you do, it's something wrong with you. So, but yeah, man, all of this stuff plays into Jacob's trouble is what I'm saying, man. Fearful times where people are going to be mourning. There are a lot of women who rely on the police and the government, but what are y'all going to do when that's taken away? People don't never think that far. They always think that this stuff is going to continue on forever and ever, right? As the scriptures say, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. They name the land after themselves, right? But this system and this society is not going to go on forever, man. It wasn't meant to last forever. Approaching year 250 in just a little over a month, you know? The average lifespan of an empire or a kingdom is 250 years. So, Lord willing, we're expecting to see more and more big things happen in the big 2026. Because this has already been a hell of a year. The Wadi Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And Lord willing, it continues. And Lord willing, the Lord continues to turn the heat up. Right? Because we need salvation. But, yeah, man. These people aren't playing. Fuck, I missed my exit. These people aren't playing, man. That's just my point on my basis of the video, you know. And like I said, you're going to start seeing more and more situations like this. The scriptures say it, man. You know, their wives shall be ravished. I might as well go ahead and get that, because I'm about to stop anyways very soon. You know, and part of this is going to come back on Esau Edom too, you know, because of the things that they did to our women, right? These Babylonian women are going to have to feel that as well. And, you know, like I said, man, these women be out here wearing little to no clothing, whether it be online or in real life. I literally seen a girl earlier today. I could see it like it was just staring at me, bro. And some, like I said, there's some guys out here who not gonna give a fuck in that day. They're gonna take that shit. They're gonna take that shit, bro. So it says, Isaiah 13:16, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished. Right? What is that? We can go ahead and go to a Bible comparison, and it'll show you in the NLT. It says it word for word. It says, the infants, Salaki, that's the NIV. It says, their little children will be dashed to death before their eyes. Their homes will be sacked and their wives will be raped. Right? Let's see if there's any cross references for that. Man, I gotta use the bathroom too. Yeah, these days, man, are about to become really, really, especially for those who are not paying attention to the signs and the times. Like I said, man, this happened in Rome, but best believe, like I always say, these troubles are going to spread to America. If you can't see that, then the Lord have just given you severe blind, has cursed you with severe blindness. That's not a blessing, that's a curse. The Lord just have cursed you with severe blindness, man. He don't want you to see the things that are happening in the world, because you're going to be taken and consumed in that shit, right? You're going to be taken and consumed in it, man. If the Lord is blocking off your spiritual blinders, it's for a reason. So a lot of people are going to get caught off guard by this, as it says in Isaiah 32. I'm glad I just thought about that. Isaiah 32, these women are going to want to start putting on clothes in that day. It's getting hot outside. Everybody wants to dress half naked because Esau Edom has made it okay for women to not dress modestly. They've enabled women, and they've been so damn simpish to women for so long that they've enabled women to go and do that shit. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm gonna have to go to another gas station. It's too damn packed. Fuck. But yeah, Esau Edom has been so damn simpish and enabled, women dressing half naked all the time. They feel comfortable because there's police presence right now. But like I said, once that comfortability is taken away, people are going to really start seeing the effects of this country. All of this, the downfall of Babylon, the fact that this country is corrupt and falling, and these plagues are coming upon this place, is because of all the wickedness that goes on here right now. Today is the first month of the ABC people month, right? You are celebrating wickedness, sodomy, openly, as if it's okay. The Lord is going to punish you for that, man. This nigga is taking his sweet time turning. The Lord is going to punish these people for that, man. Pride month. Okay. We're going to see what the Lord has in store for those people, man. Go read the scriptures and see what it says about people who indulge in that shit. Right? He has them reserved for the lake of fire and brimstone. You have a reserved seat to be a popcorn kernel that's going to get popped in the fire. I hope you know that. Right? Babylon have spread her iniquities and fornicated with the nations. So the Lord's going to pay back this nation for that. That's why you're going to see more and more heavy plagues like the ones we've been telling y'all, man. And best believe it's coming soon, It could be in some months. It could be in some years. But we don't have much time left. So don't dilly-dally and lollygag, because you don't know how much longer we're going to be in this grace period, man. It's Isaiah 32:9. It says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vengeance shall fail, the gathering shall not come." Right? So the old things that y'all used to get away with is going to cease to exist very soon, right? Y'all not going to be able to get away with it anymore, It says, "Tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins," right? Put some damn clothes on. Because in that day, y'all are going to want to cover up. You're going to start seeing this in the news more and more. This woman was taken. She is missing. She has not been found. This woman was taken. Was raped to death. This woman was taken. She's been missing, right? More and more. You're going to start seeing that stuff. It's going to be so common. You're going to be like, damn, where are these people going? You know? She was last seen wearing booty shorts with a small top, right? That's just the reality of the times we in, man. You know? Like I said, this isn't to scare y'all. I'm not trying to put fear in your hearts. This is just what the Lord said was going to happen and how it's going to happen, man. And the NLT says, tremble ye women of ease, throw off your complacency, strip off your pretty clothes, and put on burlap to show your grief, right? You know, and a lot of these women are heady, high-minded, think they should be fucking praised, think just because they look kind of good, that men should bow down to their feet and kiss them. The Lord is about to humble the hell out of y'all women, man. He really is. Like I said, a lot of these women in that they are going to deserve to be humbled, right? I'm not even just talking about rape. I'm talking about humbling in general. So, just pay attention to the signs and the times, man, because everything happens for a reason. With that being said, I want to end the lesson off. Call halal Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua Ba'ashim Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elder bishops, our great millstone. Once again, who have taught me this truth through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. Until next time, I say Shalom Israel, Shalom. And as always, we're one day closer to the kingdom, man. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Shalom Israel, Shalom.